Welcome back to the Means Report. We are continuing our focus on back to school in Columbia County for this edition. Enjoyed talking to the superintendent, and now we're going to talk to the Director of Career and College Readiness for the Columbia County School District. He is Brooks Smith. Mr. Smith, thank you for all you do for our students, and thanks for taking the time during this busy first part of school to be with me.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
So let me ask you this, when it comes to do I want to go to college or do I want to just get a job after graduation from high school, when does a young person know that? Is it right when they start ninth grade, earlier, later?
Well, you know, Brad, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. So
Same here.
So it could happen, a student in the 7th or 8th grade may just, have that, specific, career that they just know that they want to pursue. Maybe a family member is currently doing that, and they're well aware of what that career looks like, and so they've figured that out in the 7th, 8th, 9th grade. But there's some students that may not figure that out until after they graduate from college. But what we hope is that the experiences that we have in our high schools will help students figure out which is the right fit for them in terms of a career.
And so what's that look like if someone expresses an interest in anything? I want to be a welder one day, or I want to be an engineer one day and go get a master's degree. Do you have classes or programs where you can direct these youngsters and go, okay, why don't you try this and see if it really interests you? Is that what it looks like? You plug them into a class or some sort of program?
Absolutely, and you mentioned too that we happen to have. So yes, welding, engineering, but we also have culinary arts, health science. We have automotive. And we have our fine arts offerings as well, theater and music, visual arts, and so we have a very wide range. So if a student does have an interest, we probably have a specific class that can engage students with that they have an interest in.
Some of the things you just mentioned, I can't picture a person sitting at a desk with a textbook in front of them learning that. Is a lot of CTAE outside the classroom, maybe even off the campus, so that kids can get hands-on experience?
Absolutely. We have lab spaces that have been designed to really simulate the real world experience. So in our welding spaces, our automotive spaces, our culinary arts spaces, our health science spaces, when you go into those spaces, they're going to look very much like what you would see in those actual places that a student may one day land in a career. But we also have, as you referenced, the work-based learning opportunities, the internships where students have the opportunity to actually be on the job site. And this is where we are able to really customize what the student's experience may look like, because obviously we're not going to be able to offer every single possible unique career opportunity there is. We have a lot of them. But where we have some of those unique opportunities in the CSRA, those students are able to be engaged with those opportunities often on the job site. We have over 600 students this year that will be doing internships, work-based learning out in the community as part of their high school experience.
Well, I guess that sort of answers, well, let me just say this first of all. CTAE, I say it as if everybody knows it. I had to double check on the internet what it stands for: Career, Technical, and Agricultural Education. Okay, so that covers a wide range of things. My question is, which you pretty much just answered, do you have good relationships with businesses and, as Dr. Flint mentioned, institutions like AU, where they can help you train these youngsters so that they're ready to get a paycheck later?
Absolutely, and many of our students are getting a paycheck right now. We have students that are, working with many companies where as part of their internship, they are getting a grade on their report card, but many of them are also receiving a paycheck as well. So some are getting paid right now. But we have great relationships. We have over 200 business partners that actually help us with these placements. And we even do some placements internally with the school system, because one of our largest pathways is also the teaching pathway, because we need teachers.
We do.
And we partner with Augusta University with that pathway. Students can actually earn up to 12 college credits while they're in high school through our partnership with Augusta University with our teaching pathway.
Is a CTAE student, that is a student who most likely, and correct me if I'm misspeaking, most likely is going to go from high school to a job. Is that accurate, first of all, that most of the people in the CTAE program are going to go straight to a job, or is that not true? I want to make sure I'm asking it right.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
So let me clarify there. So we had over 200 students in our health science pathway this past year receive their medical assisting certification. So they actually received a health care certification that would enable them to be a medical assistant in at a healthcare provider. And that may be the career that they choose, that may be where they land, and that's something that they enjoy, and it's the career that they've chosen for themselves. But that doesn't limit another student who also may have received their medical assisting certification. They may decide to go on and get their 2-year degree or their 4-year degree, or they may even become a physician one day. So it's not that these programs that absolutely do have industry recognized certifications as part of the curriculum and what we offer our students, they may start their job. We had a student in our firefighting pathway that is employed with Columbia County Fire and Rescue, and that's what they want to do. We partner with Columbia County Fire and Rescue. They're there. They did an apprenticeship with them, and obviously this student's doing extremely well, and this is the career they wanted, and they went to work right out of high school. But it could go any number of ways, and in any number of whatever the educational level is necessary. That's what we're going to help our students to get.
That's a great answer, and it helps me understand CTAE and everything that you all do a lot more. So thank you for that. Random question, can high school be a place where you learn study skills that can carry you through college and beyond, or are you just born a good studier? Because I just had 2 boys who graduated from college, and it was interesting to watch each one and their study habits. Do y'all teach that in high school?
Well, we do, and I also think that some of these certifications that our students are earning specifically in our CTAE programs, I think that really helps with that, because when it's not just say a 9 weeks test or something like that,
Right.
that may not register as well. If I don't do so well on this, there'll be other tests, but this is actually a certification, and I want to earn this. And so I think our students do prepare maybe a little bit harder for these examinations, and so I think that probably could translate into some elevated study skill development.
I bet it would. I bet it would. When you're sitting there staring at a piece of paper and your future pretty much could depend on it, your paycheck could depend on it maybe, you would take it more seriously. Same question I asked Dr. Flint, what can we do to help you do your job? You do so much, and as I mentioned a moment ago, I've learned a ton during our few minutes together, but what can we do at home to help you do your job?
Well, honestly, if we have a student that's interested in maybe becoming you one day,
Sure.
We would love to partner with WJBF and maybe have some of our students in our, because we actually have audiovisual film programs, and this may be a great place for them to maybe one day do an internship.
Do you ever get a chance to get out of the office and go throughout the district and check on these programs that you've described, see how the kids are doing, see how the teachers are doing?
Dr. Flint, my superintendent, expects that I do just that.
I bet it's
absolutely.
I bet it's fun.
It is, absolutely is.
Probably my last question. What does it feel like, just personally, to see a student go from being perhaps that undecided freshman to someone who is flourishing in our community, in college, wherever they land? They're spreading their wings, and you had a hand in it.
Well, I think, we talk about the undecided and trying to figure it out, and Brad, if you and I were to get in the back of a taxi cab or a ride share, and the driver said, where do you want me to take you? And you and I said, well, I'm undecided, and we just maybe paid them some money while we stayed in the parking lot until we figured out where we want to go. That's what we're hoping that our high school experience provides those students. It actually helps them to figure it out, and if they do go to a 2-year or 4-year college, or they do go straight to a career, I celebrate that they were able to figure it out, and they weren't undecided, but they actually had a vision for what it was or what it is that they want to do and pursue as a career.
Thank you for holding their hand through all of that, Brooke Smith, and thank you for all you do for our students, you and your entire team.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Me too. Glad to have you here today. Brooke Smith with the Columbia County School District, helping our kids map out their futures. When we come back, how you can map out future editions of the Means Report. We need your input. Stay with us.